evaluate the exact value of the following expressions without a calculator. So we got some angle, 7 pi over 4 is a negative angle. Let's take care of this negative first. We know that sine and cosine are our functions. That means sine of negative angle, negative anything, or tangent of negative anything, that will be just negative pull to the front, negative of sine or negative of tangent. But cosine is an odd function. Cosine of negative theta will be just cosine theta. So this is simply tangent, negative tangent 7 pi over 4. And these angles, so we are not supposed to use a calculator. That means let's find these values using a unit circle. Let's look at the first quadrant of a unit circle. Okay, it's not a nice drawing. So unit circle, this is 0, and we got, this is 90 pi over 2, 90 degrees. This is pi over 4, so 45, and here we get 30 pi over 6, and here's a 60, that's pi over 3. Okay, and these have now the coordinates of this 45, x, y. So x represents cosine of that angle, that we put theta, and then sine. So the x coordinates give us cosine values and y coordinates give us sine value. So this is equal. So the value will be root 2 over 2, same thing, root 2 over 2. Here this will be root 3 over 2 for cosine and 1/2. And this will be opposite of this. So 1/2 root 3 over 2, and this is obviously the origin, so 1, 0, and this is 0, 1. Okay, now and then this is in the first quadrant. Now we got values in the second quadrant, third quadrant, and fourth quadrant, and they might go back here. Okay, this is 180, 3 pi over 2, 270. And we need to know the following standard angles. When we have pi over 4 in the first quadrant, in the second quadrant we get 3 pi over 4, third quadrant 5 pi over 4, and 7 pi over 4. Okay, and there is one more, two more, pi over 6. For pi over 6, here in the second quadrant means pi minus pi over 6, that's the 5 pi over 6. Here pi plus this angle, 7 pi over 6, and 11 pi over 6 here. For pi over 3, that will be 2 pi over 3. Here comes 4 pi over 3, and here comes 5 pi over 3. Okay, the second, whatever we have in the first quadrant, we subtract from pi minus that angle, we get these angles, pi minus first. And here pi plus the angle in the first, we get these. And here 2 pi minus whatever we have there, we get the last round of angles. So let's do that now. Okay, tangent of negative will be, just put the negative, that leaves tangent 7 pi over 4. Okay, 7 pi over 4 is here, that is related to pi over 4. So if we know tangent pi over 4, then that will be same as 7 tangent 7 pi over 4 with plus or minus depending on the quadrant. What is tangent pi over 4? Okay, the first value here is pi over 4. The first value is cosine, second value is sine, or they are same. Sine over cosine, okay, just y over x is tangent, or they are same means the ratio is 1. Root 2 over 2 divided by root 2 over 2 is 1. So here's 1. Okay, tangent, we have the quadrant rule, A, S, T, C. Tangent is positive here and here. So that's 7 pi over 4 in the fourth quadrant. only cosine is positive, so tangent will be negative. In the first quadrant it's 1, but here it will be 1 but negative 1. This negative because of this. Okay, we just pull outside, and tangent 7 pi over 4 is negative 1. Now cosine 4 pi over 3. 4 pi over 3 here. Look at here. That's the first, second, third quadrant of pi over 3. What is cosine pi over 3? Pi over 3 is here. Cosine means the first 1/2. But we are talking about the third quadrant. In the third, only tangent is positive. So cosine is negative there. So negative 1/2 minus sine 5 pi over 6. And that's in the second quadrant. What is sine pi over 6? Here is sine means the second. Cosine sine, that's 1/2. In second quadrant, because 5 pi over 6 is in second quadrant here, and sine is positive, so just 1/2. So this is 1/2. Sine 3 pi over 2. 3 pi over 2, that's 270. Okay, so if we complete this one, this is 0, 1, the opposite would be what? 0, negative 1. Sine 90 is 1. Sine 270, 3 pi over 2 is negative 1. So this is negative 1. Okay, it's a lot of work here. Now we are done. So minus, minus, negative, negative, positive. Oh, another negative. So negative 1 times 1/2 is 1/2. So we have one product and another product. Negative, negative, positive. 1/2 times 1 is 1/2. Oh, negative 1/2 plus 1/2, 0. Now let's continue. Let me erase here. Let me erase this one. Okay, in part B, we got 7 pi over 6, sine 7 pi over 6. 7 pi over 6 is in the third quadrant. Oh, that's related to 7 pi over 6 is related to pi over 6. And we just found in the previous sine pi over 6 is 1/2. Now we need to go to the third. Third, only tangent is positive in the third quadrant. So this will be 1/2 but negative. Plus cosine of negative. Cosine is an even function, so negative is just swallowed, okay? Look at here. Cosine of negative is just cosine. Cosine pi over 3. That's here. Cosine means first quadrant. Sorry, first coordinate, 1/2. And obviously pi over 3 is in the first quadrant. Minus cosecant square pi over 2. So this is square is pretty much cosecant pi over 2 square. Okay, cosecant of some angle. We don't have values for cosecant. Cosecant is reciprocal of sine. So we need to find the corresponding sine value and take the reciprocal. Means flip the fraction. So that's it, and then is square. Cosine pi over 2, cosecant pi over 2, so sine pi over 2. Sine 90 degrees here, cosine is 0, sine is 1, so this is 1. So cosecant pi over 2 would be, let me write here. Okay, cosecant of pi over 2 would be sine of pi over 2, and this value is 1, so 1 over 1 is 1. Okay, so that's the negative and is squared. So cosecant pi over 2 is 1 squared. Negative 1/2 plus 1/2 cancel. Negative 1 squared is 1. So the final answer is negative 1.